This is a video chart presentation of Applied Minerals Inc. Applied is a bulletin board listed company trading under ticker AMNL. You can see just a solid climb since breaking out in April, fighting that resistance, not only down here around 85 cents, but also up here near $1. Volume came in more heavily, made the breakout, pulled back somewhat, held a base, looks like it might be trying to make a move up again. So we're going to take a look, see if we're getting any hints from the indicators that may happen. A couple things to note we always talk about. A lot of times when an indicator can't make the break on the first try, it'll come back, try again. And the odds are increased on the second try, it will make the break through the signal line. You can see right through there it did. Also holding over top of zero is something else we referenced about being bullish. Now we're starting to see a slight uptrend in the MACD, so it's certainly something to keep an eye on. PPO looks good, very similar. ADX has cooled off from the strong trend it was in during the move. Come back down. Right now it looks like it's trying to make a new high or low. Positive DI looks like it's going to move through the ADX again, that's bullish. MFI, there's a separation. 7 got pulled real far from the 14 and 21, coming back down. Not in a bad position now. Got the long terms holding that middle half of the indicator. That's where you want to see them, is up above 50, and the 7 pulling back down to get in close proximity. So pretty nice look for the MFI as well. Accumulation distribution, that's just a great uptrend. That's what you want to see. Shaking money flow, of course, based on that. So it's like a mountain of green. Buying pressure has been overcoming selling pressure for the length of this whole 9 months. CCI, even on the retrace, held over top of zero by quite a bit. By definition, of course, the breakthrough 100 is a buy point. So again, in a bullish position. Full stow, continue to make higher lows, holding above 50. Again, nice look to the full stow. And the tricks, of course, is lagging. It's a little bit tougher to use on pullbacks, but same mentality as the PPO and ADX. You want to see it hold over top of zero, turn, and make another bullish cross. You see the difference, though, between indicators like the MACD and the PPO and the tricks as to how much more exponentially smooth the tricks is. While the MACD and PPO both made a twist through here and tried to break through that signal line, tricks never even allowed that to happen. It's just smoothed out a lot more. So now the fact that it's coming back through and trying to make that cross is a little bit more reliable. And as I mentioned, don't really use it that much on pullbacks. I look for trends like this, when this was trending back towards zero, when the price per share was basically flatlined. Just a little bit of a TA lesson there on how to use the tricks. RSIs, of course, holding a new high low and holding above 50. Again, bullish positioning right now. So we're seeing a pretty nice look from the indicators. Of course, some have definitely seen retraces since this big run through here, but that's to be expected. Right now, what you look for is to turn bullish again, tie it in with these candlesticks, and look for a breakout. First and foremost, I always identify a support level. It's kind of intermittent through here. It picks up some support right there at $1.50. That's someplace I'd have my eye first and foremost. You can see it's held it here recently. There's a little bit of resistance. There's a little bit of support. Of course, it picks back up at a few different levels. Picks back up around $1.40, and then again down here around $1.30. But with this sitting at $1.70 right now, I try and identify a close support level, and $1.50 is where I'd have my eye. You can also see at that point it's holding this 50-day moving average, which has got a sharp upward trend. And now because of the move, factoring in the days, the 200 days starting to trend uphill as well. Again, two bullish indications for the long-term perspective of the chart. You can see it's pushed above a slight resistance level right here around $1.65. It's kind of sitting right against another one right there around $1.70. The $1.70 is obviously a little bit more significant, it's a little bit more stout, but the real resistance comes in there at $1.80. That's the point I'll be looking for. It's basically a blue sky sort of mentality. There's nothing really in its way based on this chart. We could scale it back to a longer term chart, perhaps identify some historic resistance levels. But for the time being, let's just recognize this was a recent high. Hasn't been in that level in quite a long time. I'm not sure even if I scaled this out, if this came from down low and worked its way up, or it used to be a lot higher and it's worked its way down, so I can't speak intelligently about that. Right now, my eyes on the $1.80, though, as a resistance level. You can see it's traded only 76,000 shares. It is relatively low volume play, but you'll notice right through here, when it started to make its move, it was still only trading around this level. Volume can pick up a little bit more when it starts to move a little bit harder, and that's what I'll be looking for. If it goes up and tries to make the breakout, I want to see much taller volume bars through here. See if this can get traded a minimum of 200,000, preferably 300,000 shares to start reaching high levels as far as its volume goes. But right now, for a continuation play, AMNL has a pretty nice look to it. It's going to be hitting the watch list, see how it performs from here forward. As always, merely my interpretation of the Applied Minerals chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.